It's just fantastic. Captain's Log, Subdates 220206.5. As we have docked the Lovecraft 01, and well, we're kind of doing some small repairs here, they're mostly firmware, I've decided to do something I only ever do on BitChute, and take my spare cell ship out for a run. Consider this video a bonus round. Hello everyone and welcome to This Week at Twitter! Or twat. And yes, we're doing it from here with a slightly different look. The reason why is because this is a bit of a bonus round for content. I only upload usually Monday to Friday, except December where I like to abuse the system as much as possible. But as that has backfired in January and February so far, I do need to be a little more active on hotter topics. Which is why this got pushed back to today and Jordan Cheyenne happened on Friday, so I could have a day off, and boy oh boy did I have fun. Follow me on Twitter and you'll understand why. So we're going to start with some light-hearted topics, and build our way towards the more stupid and ludicrous. So to start with, Jay Stobie, which fictional Star Trek food would you want to try in real life, including drinks of course? Now for me there are two, Gach and Romulan Ale, echoed by And Oily, and something 23rd century for the hangover. I know you can actually get bottles of what is called Romulan Ale. I believe it's a fizzy pop drink, akin to that of the True Blood novelty drink, but it's very hard to find in the United Kingdom these days. Sad face. So next, Loco TV. You're not a professional streamer unless wrong answers only. Any alert you have, even if it's text-based, doesn't interrupt you while you're mid-sentence even though you've turned it off. If you are able to think of something better, by the way, consider this part one of a number of audience participations. I have another one coming up, don't worry, because I now want to talk about the importance of socks. If you know the feeling, the satisfying, absolutely borderline orgasmic feeling of putting on new socks, then you are officially as old as me. Yes, I know, it's an age thing. So I tweeted, is it sad that I got really excited for new socks and a belt arriving today? The prevailing theme and answer is no, because new socks is awesome. And also, Meg, you're old. Thank you for that. I like being reminded that I'm getting on a bit. I really appreciate it. For me, there's something else when it comes to socks. If you've ever lived hand to mouth or very low income, you'll understand this. Socks are one of those clothing things you can have, and they they disappear quickly. So you make them last, and eventually after darning them 1,000 times, you will have made with thread on its own new socks. I know it's not the most interesting thing to add to a video, but honestly, socks are love, socks are life. And as I'm certain many people have started tuning out, let's talk about something really dumb that I noticed via Deculture. Ha ha ha, the Halo live action sounds amazing. Why? Well, included is a picture. Not only is the main protagonist a 16-year-old Asian girl, but two of the three Spartans are also described to be kick-ass female soldiers. Kai-125 played by Kate Kennedy, and Riz-028 played by Natasha Kulzak. The producers decided to take it even one step further and kick the so-called patriarchy in the balls by having Maki, a female antagonist, reportedly easily defeating Master Chief in a battle. It'll be up to Quan Ah to save Master Chief's life and defeat Maki, and save the world. The most important question now for the writer of that article is, tell me you've never played Halo or read Halo novels without telling me you've never played Halo or read Halo-related novels. There are canonical badass female Spartans. So for example, where is Kelly, who is a faster runner than Chief? Where is Linda, who can outshoot him every day of the week? That is a direct reference from Negative Silence. And I saw this courtesy of Irate Alex, kick the patriarchy in the balls, as well as the potential profit from what I assume is a very expensive show movie lol. And to be honest, that is more than likely correct, because if you've even ignored the source material where you have so much to go on and decided, no, screw this, we're gonna dunk, and we're gonna dunk hard because we got the money to make this look amazeballs, when in reality, you're kicking the patriarchy in the balls? Can I just ask, when are people gonna stop pushing this poisonous idea? Because what you're doing with lots of kids growing up and people who will watch this, younger people, is you're telling them it's not okay to be a bloke because patriarchy? I know there are many arguments when it comes to the concept of the patriarchy, systemic, societal, structural issues. I really do get it. But if you're going to start teaching equality or preaching equality, you don't do it by tearing others down. You have to elevate everyone else. This bullshit really does have to end at some point, doesn't it? So the next thing I want to show you is a video. I saw this via Undoomed, Edumercation, ladies and gentlemen, and from Pastor Alex. When science and beauticians collide, the results can be quite remarkable. Included is a rather amusing video that leads to more questions than answers, and I will ask the questions after the video.
Yeah, so I just found something out. So I never knew that your hair grows from up here. I never knew that. I always thought that your hair grows from right here and it just grows and grows and grows. Is there hair in my head? Like actually like in there? Where's it coming from? Like I'm scared for real. I don't know. Like is it like in my forehead? Like is there hair there? I always thought it grew from here. I always thought I've always had this hair on top. But it's different? What?
Are you dumb or are you high? Now it's possible you're both at the same time, but part of me thought based on your mannerisms that you were high beyond reckoning. Your eyes, though, have me curious. They are an incredibly bright blue colour. Is that a filter? I really can't tell. And while it is not much of a conspiracy theory about how hair grows, it is an entertaining one nonetheless. Do let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. As a final thing with regards to the comments about hair, there are many questions about how you function with a brain like that. How do you function with those nails? And can you scratch my back for me, please? My nieces broke my back scratcher again. While the next subject isn't really an Americans Ruin Everything because McDonald's is literally everywhere, I'm going to play this regardless. For a McDonald's meal hack. Many of you can customize your meals with McDonald's anyway, or make it yourself. But they've added some limited edition menu hacks to its official US lineup, which is how we tie it into America. The hacks combine some of the more popular items, but diners then have to assemble them themselves. One dish is the Land, Air and Sea, because it comes with fish, chicken and beef patties, which to me, well, McDonald's is pretty manky at the best of times, which is why I often call it Manky D. But these meals are starting to look more and more like student meals, in the sense that whatever's in your cupboard is going to find its way onto your plate, or akin to that of the day before your food shopping arrives, or you go and buy it. Whatever's in your cupboard goes into your meal, and while it is a clever idea, I watched my sister try and eat one of those with 4 beef patties on. Why? Just why? It's blasphemy, okay? It's all blasphemy. When I take over and no lives really matter, I'm going to turn you all into beef patties and feed you to your cats that never cared for you in the first place. There have been over the years many discussions about female empowerment in movies. You may have noticed the Halo thing earlier. If I was smart enough, I would have tied it into the next tweet. From Eric Newberry, why was Sigourney Weaver's portrayal of a tough female so neutral feeling and believable, while all current attempts feel like annoying girl boss types? Personally, I've always thought it was because back then she was portraying a very specific character, and now it's about portraying an idea, a bigger picture as it were, which means that the character itself isn't really given the stage it truly deserves, which in turn weakens the character. I've been quite vocal about my views concerning how Marvel portray female characters in their movies, because they all appear to be unscratched, whereas the guys are beaten the fuck up. Because of how those movies have also been portrayed being the biggest moment in history and the universe is at stake, it's a strange thing for that to happen. It's also very strange that a lot of the female characters are made OP. That was never the case in Alien, where in a very different franchise, she was on par to other people, and just as likely to possibly die at the hands of those rather beautiful symbiotes that look great in a pair of knickerbockers and a straw hat. So next we're going to talk about Def Noodles and Ethan Klein. I do intend on doing a video during the week on Def Noodles. His hate boner for Keemstar is beyond parody at this point. And to best demonstrate why many call him Defamation Noodles, although I prefer Defamation Dead Trim Pubic Noodlehead, I'm going to use a clip from him and Ethan Klein being together. I know it's one of the signs of the apocalypse. It is quite cringy, but there are some aspects of it you probably don't want to be saying and having circulated because of it, especially when you yourself are crying victim over the very comments you two make being made in your direction.
But Keemstar.
Yeah, Keemstar, wow.
Congratulations, Keemstar. Good guy.
Stupid bitch.
And my condolences to his girlfriends.
Yeah,
and that's got to be if Will Smith is puking on people instead of orgasming, I can only imagine what Keemstar does.
Oh yeah, can you imagine being in your 40s and dating somebody who still has braces on?
That's a lot, especially when you have a young daughter who's probably closer in age to the girlfriend.
Yeah,
10-year-old fan right away.
Whoa, Keemstar's not on his way to get a cupcake or anything, is he?
Hypocrisy, thy name is Dennis, apparently. I think we can all ignore Ethan because at this point, he is his own, meme. He unironically, while making fun of himself, will make fun of others because he's done it to himself, so it's fine. But when it's done to him, somehow, it's not funny. And I can't imagine why. So while we're in the sphere loosely of entertainment, Billie Eilish was trending because she had linked up with Adobe to make a merch contest. Winners do get prizes, including $10,000 or pounds, I can't remember which, a subscription to Adobe and some other bits and bobs. Many people have used this as a point to say, as good as that is, are you not technically then, stealing from artists because then they own something? And when you look at the finer print for use of entries, I have to agree with Optic Decay here. Absolutely do not do this. This is awful. This is a bad deal for artists. Where he has highlighted, each entrant hereby grants to sponsor Billie Eilish and their affiliated companies and designated agents a non-exclusive, transferable, perpetual, irrevocable, royalty-free, unconditional, fully paid license and right to post and to make, have made, use, copy, reproduce, modify, and create derivative works of any materials provided by the entrant with the entrant's entry or otherwise through the contest. That's a lot of words and a lot of commas. Have you ever just thought of simplifying it to, "We own you, bitch"? You might well find that is a lot simpler. Another reason to use Billie Eilish is I wanted to tie back to Ethan Klein. He and Oliver Tree did a show together, and there's a 19-second clip that Oliver Tree tweeted out.
You sit the fuck down! Get off my side! Get off my side, bro! Get off my side! Sit down! Sit the fuck! Get off my side, bro! Get off my side! Go back! Ow! 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 Okay, dude. I'm just trying to say thank you, bro. There's a wire there.
You're a fucking punk.
The part I want to draw attention to isn't actually Oliver Tree's tweet itself. No, it's Ethan Klein. Oliver Tree is a violent, unhinged freak. Never have him on your show. At FBI. Why on earth would you need to tag the official FBI Twitter account for what looked like a rather poorly executed satire skit? Let me guess though. It's for the bants, everyone! For the bants! Ow! I'm sure that's absolutely what it was. It's not cringy in the slightest because Ethan Klein did it, and that makes it funny. So to move on from Ethan Klein, we're going to talk about Laurie Penny, a trans non-binary feminist, journalist, author that many of you will undoubtedly have heard of over the years, especially if you're involved in the culture war. If you haven't, don't worry, you're not missing out on much. Laurie Penny espouses some rather silly things, and many of us have poked fun at Laurie Penny for it. More recently, Laurie Penny has published a book called Sexual Revolution, which Laurie Penny has listed as a new book about gender, sex, anti-capitalism, and anti-fascism that you can buy, from Amazon. But there's an issue here, and it isn't because there's not a single review on the Amazon site indicating whether or not this book is any good. No. The issue is, transphobes are trashing my new book in the press because they hate that a feminist supports trans rights. If you'd like to help me fight back, honestly, the best way is to buy the book. The same book that is supposedly anti-capitalism. I wonder if that's bait. Gets the noggin jogging, doesn't it? Why don't you just offer it up as a free PDF? Or just do what all those intrepid activists do and post it to Wattpad. Perhaps update your LinkedIn to say you're a certifiable author that fights against capitalism by selling a book. The next subject I want to talk about concerns Twitter itself. Now, I only noticed this when I clicked on a tweet from Tipster, where I got an alert indicating that downvotes were now a thing. The following image is what I saw. Introducing reply downvotes. Tap to downvote. Seeing a reply that isn't adding to the conversation? Let us know by downvoting. Downvotes are private. Help make Twitter better. Okay, firstly, I don't really mind if there's a downvote, but I do think it should be public for all to see. Same applies to YouTube and any other platform that has up and down votes. Second, you still can't give us an edit button, but you can give us a private downvote? Can we just have the edit button, please? I really want to mess with people when they reply to me by changing my initial tweet to something else, which might be why you haven't introduced the edit button in the first place, unless you pay for it. Is it Twitter Blue? I'm not paying for that, alright? And with that, even though I had other things for Ice Poseidon, but I might leave it for next week to allow things to flesh out properly, we have reached the end of this video, the bonus round as it were. Do let me know what you think about the subjects we have covered today in the comments down below. If you did like the video, please smash the like, and please just leave an obligatory comment simply saying comment, because comment for the comment gods. Punctuation for the punctuation throne. As a final thing, I shall be streaming on Twitch tonight some Euro Truck. If I don't see you there, have a fantastic Sunday, and thank you all very much for listening. Ta-ta.